my earlier, the wind is howling. That wind is moving me around because I'm empty. I've got zero in the box. So it's a two-hand hold Saturday afternoon, driving down 35 North on my way to Liberal, Kansas. But I think the winds are supposed to die down as I get a little further north. That's alright. Worst winds I've encountered are in El Paso, Texas. I was looking at the back of my trailer. It was actually had a severe dog leg. So I'm doing about, I might be going a little bit too fast, but I am doing 63 miles an hour. That wind, as you can see, getting pushed. Heavy winds, especially when another truck goes by. So the winds are coming out of the south. It's going south to east. Now, you rarely ever encounter. So now they calm as I get the hill here, because the winds are going over me. And once I pass that ridge, she'll blow. So I'm gonna go with the wind. Never try to turn into the wind, because that's when the chance of rolling over increase. So see how I'm getting pushed? So I'm kind of going with it. I'm not trying to resist it. So I don't want to make any sudden moves. Kind of just casually go with it. But don't be scared. It's about 20-25 mile an hour sustained, so it's fine. With gusts up to 45. She's blowing. I was gonna wait because the winds are supposed to subside as the day goes on. But you know what? I've got a 6-hour trip. And I kind of want to get there, and I'm gonna make a call in about 2 hours to see if the load's ready. But they have parking there. There's a Love's up the street. So worst case scenario, I'm gonna drop the trailer. I filled it up with reefer with fuel. And yeah, I can chillax there until the load is ready. The latest is 3:06 a.m. We get these oddball schedules lately, or pick up and deliveries, I should say. Instead of being on the hour, it's kind of like off the hour. It's like 06, 22. Really strange. But the storm that's going to really cripple the middle half of the country started out right over Oklahoma as a low. See that truck in front of me getting pushed? So now this guy's gonna block my wing for a second. Guy to my left. And as soon as he leaves, well, that wasn't so bad. I was waiting to get pushed to the shoulder. But I'm light on the throttle, 63. She seems to be okay. You know, people think, oh, you gotta drive slow in the wind. But I think if you drive too slow, and I've talked to a couple of experienced guys who've been around for a couple of decades, like, you know, driving slow is not the answer. You kind of want to go. You want to cut through the wind. that's all right. Yeah, Oklahoma and Texas, they're known for their winds. They actually had a wind advisory up till 4 p.m. today. So this guy's absolutely doing like 40 miles an hour. So I'm doing 52. So he may be empty too, I'm not sure. But I'm not cleared to pass. That's why driving a flatbed or a tanker, they really don't feel the wind. Low center of gravity, and unless they're carrying something tall, they're fine. So I'm just going to make a nice little go around because my alarm's going off. I'm just going to take it easy. I'm up to 60. She's fine. I can hear that wind through those windows, boy. Quite amazing. So guys are doing winter driving is prepared for the winter, just in case you kind of A, break down, or B, they close the interstates. And what I mean by that, if you know there's a storm coming, fill up your tanks, your fuel tanks, your reefer tanks, because you may be there, you may be stranded for 2-3 days. I understand like parts of I-80s close to 3 days. And obviously you gotta have excess water and food. You know, I personally always carry some of the essentials. You know, macaroni, peanut butter, almond butter, plenty of water. I always got gallons of water on the truck. You know, I just put 100 gallons of fuel into the tanks. A, because I only paid $1.52 a gallon, and B, because I'm going 1,100 miles, but you never know. You never know what can occur. I have extra blankets, I have boots, I have a winter parka, multiple sweatshirts. Just be safe. I'd rather be safe than sorry. In this game, there's no should've. I should have done this, or I should have done that. Be prepared. Make sure you have the anti-gel. Although most of the fuel that you get in the snow belts come with additives, just carry some extra. Carry 911. Just in case your two tanks do gel over, you pour that stuff in and it breaks it down. Make sure you have enough oil, antifreeze, windshield wiper fluid. You'd be surprised how much windshield wiper fluid you go through, especially if you get bad weather, snow. With all that salt spray coming off tires, and you're constantly using that stuff. You'll go through 2 gallons in a shift without fail. my Black Mamba. That's the name of my truck, the Black Mamba. Making our way down up 35 north. I have a lot of state roads to travel today, so I kind of wanted to leave a little early so I could film and show you the back country a little bit of Oklahoma and Kansas. So I've got to do 35, Interstate 35 north, Interstate 40 east, excuse me, to Route 280. So I want to bring you some of the footage. So I'm fortunate, I'm very grateful that I'm behind this storm. And they're saying that certain parts where I'm going to Ohio are going to be into the 10 to 15 inch snow belt, or snow belt. As you can see there, I was pushed severely. So I am grateful that I'm not driving in a storm, and for those who are in the teeth of this crazy, crazy strong storm, just please be mindful, please be careful. Plan accordingly. Speak with your fleet manager. Communicate. Back down to 53 miles an hour. Up to 63. Did a great job on this road. Last time I came through here, this was all under construction. Nice concrete. Concrete lasts longer than asphalt. So now I know, coming up over this ridge here, you may not be able to see it as good as I can, but the wind's going to be howling. She's going to push me. And not so bad. I was expecting worse. Backed off the throttle. There's no reason for me to have the pedal to the metal. It's an absolutely gorgeous day here in Oklahoma. 67 degrees, bright sunshine. Did I tell you guys I love my job? I do. I love trucking. I feel like a bird. Imagine being a bird, being able to just fly any way you want. Truckers are sort of like a oh wow, can't speak today, sorry guys. It's sort of like we're sort of like a bird. You can just get up and go. You can fly from one state, or in this case drive from one state to another state. I love it. Freedom of the open road. I mean, there's a few things I don't like. I hate the clock. I mean, hate's a strong word. It's there, for our benefit. I understand that. But sometimes, limiting you to 11-hour day, or you have to take a mandatory 10-hour rest. And it's done for, reasons of safety. I understand. But I don't know. I personally think we should drive as long as we want. That 70-hour clock that's ridiculous. You only have to drive 70 hours in 8 days. Go figure that one out. 8 days. I thought there was only 7 days in a week. Apparently, the government thinks 8 days. So I got 25 hours left as of 10 minutes ago. Actually, 20 minutes ago. And I don't start getting time back till Monday night, which are called recaps. I'm actually getting a whole 3 hours and 9 minutes back. So that's why you got to run your clock smart. And I did speak this morning with Lyle from No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. We kind of talked about being on duty at the shipper, receiver, and being off duty because 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, that becomes 35 minutes at the end of the week. Again, that doesn't seem like a lot, but it is a lot. Every minute that you lose and squander is money that you're losing. Time is money in this business. And listen, I'm new, and I forget sometimes to go off duty or to do the yard move. You know, sometimes I'll go and fuel up, and I forget that I'm in the driving mode. And when I come back in, it does switch after a little bit to on duty. But that's time that I lose. Yes, I can go back in and manipulate it a little bit. It's by law you're allowed to. But those minutes wasted are dollar signs. Ooh, that was a severe push there. So, the name of the game in this business is to run that clock efficiently. Get recaps. So recaps come from time not used during your drive shift. Like I have 13 hours coming back. That I'm gaining back in a few days on Tuesday. Because one of those days I was right around the corner from the pickup. Literally drove 10 minutes. The load wasn't ready. Sat there, sleeper berth. And the receiver was about 6.5, 7 hours away. I get there and it took them 6 hours plus to unload. So I basically didn't drive that much. So that time comes back to me. I'm trying not to do a 34-hour reset. Sometimes you can't help it. But for the most part, I've been fortunate. I've been able to run. And my fleet manager works with me, so that's the great thing. Like, I'm not a fan of this 300-mile deadhead. Yes, I'm getting paid, but it's going to kill my clock. So I'd rather be 50, 100 miles away, pick up the load and start getting down the road. So, but my fleet manager looks at least mine does, looks at the clock, and he'll start putting me on loads that are like yesterday's load, 470 miles, 300 miles. This way I'm making money and not burning up my clock. So that's what's great about having a really good fleet manager who understands clock management. As much as I like to run these 1,400 mile runs, because I love running, it's a clock eater. Yes, sometimes the money is good. For the most part, the money's good, but those small little hits, those 350 mile hits, 400 mile hits, they pay good money. And sometimes almost as much as going 1,200 miles. She's blowing, boy. Jeez Louise. be overly dramatic, but she's a blowing. She's a blowing hard. But if you were to ask me, like, when will I shut down in high winds? I would say empty. I wouldn't drive anything. I wouldn't probably leave to go on the road with winds of 40 plus miles an hour. Anything less than 40, you're fine. You just gotta, use two hands and be vigilant. Go with the wind, as I stated. Don't go against it. It's okay to be pushed a little bit. And when I first encountered wind in El Paso, that was my first real wind drive. Oh my God. I was, put it mildly, crapping in my pants. Never encountered anything like that in my life. You don't feel that push in a car. Sometimes a little bit, but not as much as, a high profile vehicle. So that was something to get used to. And that's why I stayed on my trainer's truck. To be in predicaments like snowstorms, ice storms, windstorms. So he could give me guidance. Like when you're driving in snow and the roads are covered, you want to kind of find the rumble strips. Rumble strips give you extra grip. Or if the roads are snowed over, but you can still see the asphalt and there's a shine to it, and there's no moisture coming off the tires. I look at my tires and I look at other vehicles' tires. If I don't see any spray coming up, I know it's ice. So if there's some snow on the road, I want to go to the snow on the road because there's more grip. And everything slows down very lightly on the brake. No shake brake. Very little steering. When you're changing lanes, don't use the gas pedal, the throttle. Let momentum take you into the other lane. You have less chance of jackknifing. When you're going around corners that are a little sharp, gently set yourself up before that corner comes up. Touch the brakes lightly, and then let momentum take you around that corner. Off the brake, off the throttle, around corners. Again, those statements come from guys and gals who have driven high-profile vehicles for more than 20 years. They know. They see, and that's getting back to listening and hearing, not doing it my way. My way don't work. My way, I don't know. Their way has kept them on the road for over 20 years. So I'm going to definitely take what they say to heart and let it burn in my scalp and breathe. Right? When we get into those precarious situations, we forget to breathe. We get all hyped up, nervous. Legs start shaking. See how that wind just blew me down like that? But I didn't panic. I went with it. So and breathing is the most important. Take the big inhales and exhales. Lower your stress levels. Your cortisol levels need to come down. But that comes with experience and time. In any event, we'll catch you later, folks.